Today, my name is Charles, and today we are going to talk about, today's concept is going to be on energy. So here's why. If you struggle with feeling tired, lethargic, right, there's kind of a multi-factor model to it, right? You could say like one, there's some bio to it, there's some biology. Two, there's like, there's the psychology, obviously. There's the, three, like you could use like the psycho-spiritual model. But if you're struggling with low energy and you're like, man, how am I going to, be high energy? How am I going to, feel alive? How am I going to feel creative? How am I going to feel like I can make stuff and, produce and, essentially just do your best. And, that's what this video is going to be about. So, to get right into it, how should I start this? Imagine, we're going to talk about, essentially, long story short, right? How to feel tons of energy is you got to be generous with your energy. And so what does this mean? Generous with energy. So our attention, let's say our attention is like a fire, right? Or actually, let's say our attention is like a flashlight, all right? This is our attention. So our attention is like a flashlight, and the flashlight shines, and it can only go in one spot. Now, if you're going to be, kind of frugal, so to speak, with your energy, right? And you're like, man, I'm not creative. I can't make things. It doesn't seem to be panning out the way I want. Or like you're getting all in your head about life, and you're like, man, I'm just not feeling the energy. I've been there. I've had times where I'm not feeling the energy. I'm not feeling the life. And, of course, there's the biopsychosocial models of like, maybe there's some extraneous causes that, but, all things equal, right? All things averaged out. You're living your normal life. You're pretty, you're eating regular meals, and you're like, man, I'm still not feeling the spunk. That is because this flashlight, there's a switch to our flashlight, all right? And this is the discrimination switch. And we want to turn this off as much as possible. So this, I didn't didn't write discrimination well enough, but this is the discrimination switch. So if we have attention here, right? Attention, let's just put ATT. Our attention is like a golden light. So suppose you're working on, schoolwork, your job. Someone comes up to talk to you at your workplace, right? Now you're going to use that discrimination switch, and you're going to half-ass the conversation. And you're going to wonder why when you talk to people, oh, it's so overwhelming. Well, you weren't fully there. That's why it was overwhelming. When they came up to you, you weren't fully talking to them. So this is why. Now, there are people, and there's going to be debate, where they're like, oh, well, you can only pay attention to one thing at a time. So wherever you are, right, whatever this is shining on, this attention, let it be full brightness. Because the discrimination switch is like, what am I going to laser in on? And the attention, we want full brightness. Because if you half the brightness, right, if you say I'm only going to give half brightness here and then half brightness there, well, then you don't feel like you're making anything creative. And then there's no energy. And then, then there's nothing good. So the way to be generous with your energy and feel like, oh, I have tons of energy. I can make what I want to make. I can create. I get the job opportunities that I want. I do well in school. My workouts are good. Like whatever your, standards are, whatever your goals that you want to hit, whether it be career related, relationship goals, whether they be physical, spiritual, like irrespective of the goal, right? There is a level of attention and forbearance that you're going to have pushing towards that goal, and that is the brightness of attention. So if you want to, now this is like the intricate circle, okay? This is the beautiful circle. Okay, here's how it goes. if we want to feel energy, right? This is the goal. G for the goal. If we want to feel energy, then our brightness of attention has got to be super bright. We got to be tons of attention. The discrimination switch is going to be, this is going to be like, okay, what are we going to pay attention to? And whatever we are shining on, we got to be super generous. Pay full attention. Then you know what happens? You feel tons of energy. And you're like, wow, whatever you do. And I'm not here to say like this path is better than that path. You know, your music goal or this goal is not the right. Your goals are your goals and my goals are my goals, and I respect your goals. So I want you to succeed in them. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to give full attention to whatever you're doing. The higher degree of attention, the more you feel like the energy flows to that. Whatever you pay attention to grows. Where attention goes, energy flows, so to speak. But whatever you pay attention to, that's what's going to grow. So if you want to be generous with your energy and you want to feel like you have lots of energy, then pay full attention to whatever you're doing. You know, I'm not going to discriminate and say like, you know, one activity is necessarily better than the other. That is for you to discern and decide. But essentially, full brightness of attention leads to higher energy and allows you to be generous. So either any one of these, you know, 1, 2, or 3 is a fine start. You know, if you want to start being generous with your energy and then you find that, oh, wow, it's easier to pay attention when I'm willing to be more involved in other people's ideas or thoughts. Or, oh, I focus my attention more. You know, you start with 1, and I found that it was easier to be generous with that more focused attention, so then I had more energy. Like, I don't care where in the little triad you start, but either more attention, more generosity with your energy, and then you'll feel that energy yourself. So hopefully this was helpful. My name is Charles, and I will be signing out. I wish you nothing but the best amongst your journey in life.